14-year-old, and I'm just going to use their first names, the victims, even if it is public. 14-year-old Elliot joined a black metal music forum during a tough family transition and started at a new high school. 764 members pretended to be supporting quote-unquote friends, directing him to gore sites, which later escalated to him carving satanic symbols into his skin and producing hundreds of self-harm photos categorized as CSAM. So that was one, and something that I learned is that self-harm pictures within themselves, even if it's children, from what I read, is not considered CSAM, like child sexual abuse material, but if it is sexualized, it turns into child sexual abuse material. So that's a weird thing for me. I don't fully understand that. Another one. Teenage girl named Eve was found in another Discord server. Discord's a chat application that a lot of them use. By a 764 member posing as a friend. He faked giving her a ton of affection, support, which in quotes, which she desperately needed at that time, which is what she said. Then extorted naked photos and forced her on video to carve usernames deeply into her skin, and strangle and behead her pet hamster. A member said, "Bite the head off, or I'll F your whole life up," in quotes. And later, she cut herself deeply in the bath to, as they told her to, turn the water red. And there's, a video of her in a bathtub that's red, full of her blood. They even sent a SWAT team to her home, as well as leaving as permanent 764 scars all over her body. She's still in therapy, and she did all of this in her bedroom closet, and I have the pictures to show you this with this particular victim. A 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female that was also recruited into 764, so likely a victim herself that was converted into an extorter, which happens often, by the way.
That happened? That's common?
That's common because these kids, they're already, a lot of them struggling with mental health issues. They find a group that they think are their friends somehow, and then they start extorting other kids. So it's a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. She started, so in this particular case, the 25-year-old man, deep in depression, was targeted by a female, recruited into 764. She started daring him to commit self-harm videos, which later escalated to him dousing himself in gasoline, lighting himself on fire in his hotel room. As the group watched and laughed at him, he passed away. See screenshot I wrote of the virtual funeral, because that's what he said, "Watch my virtual funeral." And I want you to hear these idiots in the YouTube video as this guy lights himself on fire.
Bishkek, called Tashtar Ata. He found a spot in the snow, set up his phone, and lit himself on fire. The entire ordeal played out live on a Discord call. At least 29 users were in the server while it happened, as he was propping up his phone, sitting on the ground, praying, then dousing himself. Some were recording, others were cheering. In one clip, someone shouts out the group. Another calls her by name.
Shout out to Discord people. Fucking Xanax. Shout out to fucking 764.
Shout out to everyone fucking. Big shout out to Money and big shout out to SMLK. And we gotta say,
it took you so fucking long.
it's 6-3-2-3 is better than 7-6-4.
That's the worst death possible, man.
You hear that? So he said he said that is the worst death possible, man. And they're laughing about it. And what you didn't see on the screen is a blurred video of him lighting himself on fire dead on the ground as these people are laughing at him and naming out their groups that are not associated to 764 but offshoots of 764. So that's from a public YouTube video, but relates to that story I was just telling you.